God is using your stress for something greater. I know it's hard to see it right now. You're tired. You're worn down. You're carrying weight that no one else seems to notice, much less understand. You wake up and it's already heavy. This feeling of being behind, of being not enough, of barely holding it all together. But I want you to know something that might change everything. God is not punishing you. He's preparing you. The stress, the pressure, the closed doors, the sleepless nights, none of it is meaningless. In fact, every bit of it is purpose. You may not be able to see the whole picture yet, but God can. He sees beyond the chaos. He sees the strength that's being forged in you. And while it might not feel like it, your stress is a sign that something greater is coming. You don't go through this kind of pressure for no reason. Diamonds are made under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Strong trees don't grow in calm weather. They're built by standing firm in the storm. So maybe, just maybe, what you're going through isn't a setback, but a setup. Stress comes when we care. It comes when we strive. It comes when we dream. And if you feel like you're under more pressure than most, maybe it's because your purpose is greater than most. God is stretching you not to break you, but to make room for what He's about to pour into your life. You see, God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't waste hardship. Every tear, every moment of doubt, every time you've wanted to quit, He has collected every one of them, and He's using it, not just to build something outside of you, but to transform something inside of you. Stress teaches you patience. It teaches you resilience. It forces you to grow. And as much as you wish it would stop, deep down, you know you're not the same person you were before. You've grown. You've changed. You've matured. And that didn't come from comfort. It came from the very battles you're fighting right now. What you're going through isn't random. It's training. And God is the master coach. He knows what you're capable of. He knows the gifts He placed inside you. And He knows the calling that's over your life. But before He elevates you, He's equipping you. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, thrown into prison, year after year of injustice. But he never gave up on God, and God never gave up on him. All of that stress led to something far greater. Joseph became the right hand of Pharaoh and saved nations from famine. Every trial Joseph faced was a stepping stone toward his destiny. Your story is no different. It might not make sense yet. It might hurt. It might feel like more than you can handle. But you were never meant to handle it alone. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel like you're at your limit, that's when His power shows up. And here's the truth. The stress you're under is building a strength within you that nothing else could. You are being shaped into someone who can carry the weight of greatness, someone who can lead, someone who can inspire, someone who can endure. God is using your stress to remind you of your need for Him. He's drawing you closer. He's whispering, you don't have to do this alone. And maybe the stress is there not to break you, but to drive you into His presence, where real peace, real guidance, and real strength are found. So don't quit. Don't give up. You were made for this moment, not because you're perfect, but because God is. Not because you have all the answers, but because He does. Your stress is not your enemy. It's a signal that you're stepping into new territory, a sign that something powerful is being born in you. You've been praying for purpose. You've been asking for clarity. This stress, it's part of the answer. It's the uncomfortable middle between where you were and where you're going. God is using it to separate who you were from who you're becoming. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. And no matter how chaotic it feels, remember, God is still in control. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And He's not finished with you. Your breakthrough may not come today or tomorrow, but it is coming. The weight you're carrying will become the wisdom you give. The story you're living will become the testimony that inspires others. The pain you're pushing through will lead to purpose. So breathe, trust, keep going. Because on the other side of this stress is strength. On the other side of this trial is transformation. And on the other side of this darkness is light greater than you can imagine. God is using your stress for something greater. Don't waste it. Embrace it. And let it lead you closer to Him. Maybe the stress is there not to break you, but to drive you into His presence. Where real peace, real guidance, and real strength are found, we often associate stress with failure, with weakness, with something to escape from as quickly as possible. But what if stress wasn't your enemy? What if it's the very thing that's pulling you back to the place you've been running from? God's presence. It's easy to seek God when things are calm, when life is smooth, when answers come easily and the road is straight. But that's not when most of us seek Him the most deeply. The truth is, we're most drawn to God when we have nowhere else to turn. When the world grows loud and overwhelming, when people disappoint us, systems fail us, and even our own strength gives out. That's when we start to lean into Him, not out of religion, but out of desperation. Not to impress Him, but to simply survive. God knows this. He understands our tendencies. He knows how quickly we rely on our own plans, our own strategies, our own timeline. But when those fall apart, when stress becomes the only language our mind can speak, He meets us there, not with shame, but with open arms. Stress isn't just about pressure, it's a messenger. It's often a spiritual alert that something deeper is going on, that our soul is tired, that we've tried to carry things we weren't meant to carry alone, that we've been fighting battles in our own strength without tapping into divine help. And maybe, just maybe, stress is what finally quiets us enough to hear God whisper, "Come back, rest. Let me lead." There is a presence, God's presence, that stress cannot survive in. There is a kind of peace that doesn't make sense to the world. It doesn't come from perfect circumstances. It doesn't come from checking everything off your to-do list or from finally achieving the goal. It comes from surrender, from saying, "God, I don't have it all together. I don't know how this will work out, but I'm trusting you to carry what I can't." When you step into God's presence, not just religiously, but honestly, something begins to shift. You may still have the same responsibilities, the same deadlines, the same uncertainty, but you're no longer facing them alone. And that changes everything. God's presence doesn't always remove the storm, but it gives you peace in the middle of it. It doesn't always answer your questions, but it anchors your soul while you wait. It reminds you that you're not forgotten, that even if the world feels like it's crumbling around you, you are held together by a love that never fails. Stress loses its power when we stop letting it isolate us and start letting it drive us back to God. That doesn't mean you pretend it's not there. It doesn't mean you fake a smile or pretend everything is fine. It means you take it to the only one who can truly handle it. You lay it down, again and again if necessary. You cry if you need to. You pray when you don't have the words. You let your heart speak, because God hears every silent plea, even the ones you're too exhausted to say out loud. The enemy wants you to believe that stress is proof of your failure, that it means you're not strong enough, not faithful enough, not spiritual enough. But God sees it differently. He sees your stress as a signal that you're reaching the edge of your strength. And that's exactly where His strength begins. You weren't meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That role belongs to someone far greater. And when you return to His presence, you'll find that He's not waiting to scold you. He's waiting to restore you, to pour peace into the places you've been drained, to breathe fresh hope into your tired heart. Sometimes, God allows stress to expose the cracks in our foundation, not to shame us, but to strengthen what's underneath, to remind us that real peace isn't found in controlling everything, but in surrendering it to the one who already holds the outcome. Most powerful thing you can do in your most stressful moment isn't to work harder. It's to pause, to breathe, to whisper, "God, I need you." That moment of surrender opens a door that stress can't walk through, because where God's presence is, anxiety can't stay. Fear can't stay. Confusion can't stay, because He is peace, He is clarity, He is comfort, He is God. So the next time stress rises up in you, try something different. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Let it lead you. Let it guide you back to the one who never left you. Let it be the signal that it's time to realign your heart, to step away from the noise, to return to the stillness where God speaks. You may find that what you needed wasn't another solution. It was a deeper connection. That the strength you've been searching for isn't something you produce, but something you receive. And that the path forward isn't found in panic, but in peace. Because stress is loud, But God's presence is louder if you'll stop long enough to listen. Let the stress drive you not to the edge, but to your knees. Not to giving up, but to looking up. Not to despair, but to divine direction. You are not alone. You never have been. And the God who brought you this far isn't finished yet. In His presence, you will find what the world can't give. Real peace, real guidance, real strength. And that's more than enough. You don't go through this kind of pressure for no reason. Diamonds are made under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Strong trees don't grow in calm weather. They're built by standing firm in the storm. So maybe, just maybe, what you're going through isn't a setback, but a setup. When life gets hard and the pressure starts building, it's natural to question everything. Why now? Why me? Why does it feel like every door is closing and every step forward gets pushed 2 steps back? But sometimes, the very things we try to escape are the tools God uses to shape us for what's coming next. That pressure you feel, that heaviness on your chest, it isn't random. It isn't just life being cruel. It's divine preparation. Pressure doesn't show up in places where nothing is happening. You don't feel the weight if you're standing still. You feel it when you're on the verge of transformation. That's why diamonds only come from carbon that's been crushed, heated, and pressurized over time. Without that process, all you have is a lump of coal. But with it, you get something strong, brilliant, and priceless. You may not see it now, but God sees the diamond in you. He sees what you can become. And in His love, He allows you to go through seasons of pressure, not to destroy you, but to develop you, to strip away what's not needed, to sharpen your focus, to teach you how to endure. Fire does the same thing for gold. When gold is refined, it's placed in fire hot enough to melt it. As it melts, impurities rise to the surface and are removed. The gold becomes purer, more valuable. But that can't happen without the fire. So when you feel like life is turning up the heat, understand it's not meant to burn you up. It's meant to bring out the best in you. We all want to grow, to improve, to become the people God created us to be. But rarely does that growth come from comfort. It comes from resistance, from adversity, from being pushed beyond what we thought we could handle. And the beautiful truth is, those moments of pressure are when God is closest. He's not distant. He's not blind to your struggle. He's right there, working in ways you can't yet see. He's using that pain to shape your purpose. He's using that stress to build your strength. And every setback you face is being turned into a setup for something greater. Think about a strong tree. It doesn't grow tall and sturdy in perfect conditions. It grows that way because it's had to withstand storms, because its roots had to grow deep to find water when the surface was dry, because it had to bend and not break when the wind blew hard. Every challenge made it stronger. You are no different. God is planting your roots deep. He's developing your character, teaching you patience, building endurance. Not because He enjoys watching you struggle, but because He's preparing you for a life that can't be shaken by every passing storm. And maybe that pressure you feel right now, the overwhelming stress, the unanswered questions, the closed doors, isn't the end of your story. Maybe it's the middle, the tension before the breakthrough, the storm before the sunrise. Every time you don't give up, every time you choose to keep going, to keep trusting, to keep believing, you're stepping into that transformation. You're becoming the version of yourself God always intended. One with wisdom, one with strength, one with clarity and compassion that only comes from walking through the fire. And when you look back, you won't just remember the pain. You'll remember how God sustained you through it. How He used the pressure to push you into places you never would have gone on your own. How He turned a season of breaking into a foundation of blessing. So don't despise the pressure. Don't run from the process. Let it do its work. Let it shape you. Let it prepare you. Because on the other side of this struggle is something you can't even imagine. Doors you didn't know were possible. Opportunities that require the very strength you're developing right now. Sometimes, the very thing that feels like it's tearing you apart is actually making room for your next level. Sometimes the disappointment is what leads you to your destiny. Sometimes the pressure is what activates the potential you've had inside you all along. It's not a setback, it's a setup. And the pain is temporary, but the growth is permanent. God is doing something in you and through you. Even in the moments that feel the most chaotic, keep standing, keep believing, keep pressing forward. Because the pressure is not punishment, it's preparation. And what he's preparing you for is greater than anything you've left behind. You may not understand it yet. You may feel broken. But know this, your breakthrough is being built through every hard day you survive. Every moment you choose faith over fear. Every time you hold on when everything in you wants to let go. You are being refined, strengthened, elevated. And when the pressure lifts, you'll emerge not just intact, but transformed. Ready for the calling, equipped for the mission, stronger than ever. This is not your breaking point. It's your turning point. God isn't finished with you. He's just getting started. Stress teaches you patience. It teaches you resilience. It forces you to grow. And as much as you wish it would stop deep down, you know you're not the same person you were before. You've grown. You've changed. You've matured. And that didn't come from comfort. It came from the very battles you're fighting right now. Patience is a virtue that often feels impossible when you're in the middle of struggle. When stress is knocking on your door day after day, when deadlines loom, relationships strain, and your energy runs low, patience can seem like a distant dream. But that is exactly the lesson stress is trying to teach you. Patience is not just waiting. It's how you wait. It's the ability to remain steady and calm in the face of uncertainty, to trust the process even when the outcome is unclear. Think about how often you've had to hold your breath through a tough situation, to bite your tongue, to keep going when you wanted to stop. Those moments build patience, slowly but surely. It's like a muscle you didn't know you had, growing stronger with every challenge you face. And while it's uncomfortable, patience teaches you to pace yourself, to endure without losing hope, to stay grounded in faith even when everything feels out of control. Resilience is the other gift stress brings. Resilience isn't just bouncing back, it's bouncing forward. It's the inner strength that refuses to be defeated by circumstance. Stress stretches you. It pushes you beyond what you thought you could handle. And resilience is what keeps you standing. It's the quiet courage inside you that says, I will keep going, even when I'm scared, tired, or uncertain. Every time you face hardship and keep moving forward, you add to your resilience. Like a tree battered by wind but still standing tall, you become more flexible and more unbreakable. Resilience turns your scars into wisdom. It transforms your pain into power. And it makes you a beacon of hope for others who are struggling with their own storms. Growth is the ultimate outcome of stress when you allow it to work in your favor. Growth is not always comfortable. It requires change, which often means leaving behind familiar patterns and stepping into the unknown. But growth is necessary if you want to become the best version of yourself. Stress forces you out of your comfort zone, pushes you to adapt, and demands that you learn lessons you couldn't have learned any other way. Look back on your life and you'll see how many times stress has been a catalyst for growth. Maybe it was a difficult job, a painful relationship, or a season of waiting. Through it all, you changed, you learned new skills, you discovered new strengths, you developed empathy and understanding, you became wiser and more capable. Growth is not linear. Sometimes you feel like you're moving forward, and other times it feels like 2 steps back. But every experience adds to your story, shaping you into a person who can handle greater challenges and who can offer greater help to those who need it. The beauty of stress is that it can reveal who you really are beneath the surface. When everything is comfortable, it's easy to hide behind a mask of strength. But under pressure, your true character shines through. Stress shows you where you need to grow, but it also shows you how strong you already are. It's okay to acknowledge that this process is hard. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to ask for help. None of this means you're weak. It means you're human. And every human being on the planet experiences stress in some form. What sets you apart is how you respond to it. Choose to respond with faith. Choose to respond with courage. Choose to respond with hope. Remember, growth takes time. Patience teaches you to wait without giving up. Resilience helps you stand firm when the storm rages. And growth shows you the new heights you can reach when you allow stress to do its work. You are not the same person you were before this season of stress began. You are stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. And even though you can't see the full picture yet, Trust that this growth is shaping you for a purpose greater than you can imagine. So when the stress comes, don't fight it alone. Embrace it as part of your journey. Let it teach you patience. Let it build your resilience. Let it push you toward growth. You are becoming more than you were yesterday. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And that is worth every moment of struggle you face today. You may not understand it yet. You may feel broken. But know this, your breakthrough is being built through every hard day you survive. Every moment you choose faith over fear. Every time you hold on when everything in you wants to let go. It's so easy to feel defeated when life seems to pile hardship after hardship. The days when you wake up weary and the nights when sleep won't come because your mind is racing with worries. Those are the moments that test you the most. It's natural to question if relief will ever come, to wonder if you're strong enough to keep going, to feel overwhelmed by the weight of your struggles. But what if those difficult moments are not the end of your story? What if they are the very foundation upon which your breakthrough is being built? Breakthroughs don't come from comfort zones. They come from pushing through when you don't see a way forward. They come from choosing faith when every circumstance screams doubt. They come from standing firm when your knees want to give out and your heart wants to surrender. Every time you make that choice, whether big or small, you are constructing something powerful within yourself. Think of every struggle as a brick in the wall of your breakthrough. Some bricks are heavy, rough, and jagged. Others are smaller and smoother. But each one has its place. Each one adds strength and height to the structure you are building. You may not see the wall rising when you're in the middle of it, but it is there, growing, strengthening, preparing you for what's next. Faith is the cornerstone of this process. It's not blind hope, but a confident trust in something greater than your present circumstances. Faith is the belief that God is working behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. It's the voice inside you that says, "This is not the end." It's the light in the darkness that guides you when the path seems unclear. Choosing faith over fear is not always easy. Fear is loud and convincing. It tells you to quit, to give up, to settle for less than what you deserve. But faith whispers a different story, a story of possibility, purpose, and promise. When you listen to faith instead of fear, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You find strength you didn't know you had. You discover hope that outshines despair. Holding on when everything wants to let go requires courage. It means facing each day with determination. Even when your heart is heavy, it means refusing to let your circumstances define you. It means believing that your current pain is temporary and that better days are ahead. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Every hard day you survive is proof that you are stronger than your challenges. Every time you choose to keep going, you are rewriting your story. You are telling the world, and more importantly yourself, that you will not be defeated, that your spirit is unbreakable, that your breakthrough is on the horizon. Sometimes breakthroughs happen quietly. A shift in perspective, a moment of clarity, a door that opens unexpectedly. Other times they come with dramatic change, shaking your life in ways you never imagined. But no matter how they arrive, breakthroughs are always preceded by perseverance. Remember, the process is not wasted. The tears, the struggles, the moments of doubt, they are all part of your preparation. They teach you lessons, build your character, and deepen your faith. They shape you into someone capable of handling the blessings and responsibilities that come with breakthrough. It's important to be patient with yourself during this time. Growth and breakthrough don't happen overnight. They require time, effort, and trust. There will be days when progress feels slow or invisible. But those days are still part of the journey. Even when you don't see it, God is working in your life, turning your trials into triumphs. Lean into your faith community, your support system, and your own inner strength. Surround yourself with reminders of hope. Celebrate the small victories. Keep your eyes on the future God has promised, not just on the present challenges. You are not alone in this journey. Many before you have faced overwhelming odds and came through stronger on the other side. Their stories are proof that breakthroughs come to those who endure. Your story will be one of them. So when you feel broken, remember this. Your breakthrough is being built today. When you want to give up, remember that every step forward is progress. When fear tries to steal your hope, choose faith instead. You are closer than you think. Keep holding on, keep believing, keep fighting. Your breakthrough is on its way. You have a purpose that no one else can fulfill. You have a calling that is uniquely yours. And the struggles you face right now are not random. They are preparing you for that very purpose. When life feels overwhelming and your strength is running low, it's easy to forget this truth. But God has placed within you a destiny that is bigger than any obstacle or setback you encounter. Purpose gives meaning to pain. It turns trials into testimonies. It transforms frustration into fuel. When you understand that your life has a divine assignment, the difficulties you face become part of a greater story, a story that only you can tell. No one else has your exact experiences, your voice, or your perspective. Your journey with all its ups and downs is crafting a narrative that can inspire, heal, and lead others. Sometimes, it's hard to see your purpose when you're in the middle of hardship. The stress clouds your vision. The uncertainty shakes your confidence. But purpose doesn't disappear just because the road gets rocky. It's still there, waiting for you to step into it. And often, it's during the hardest seasons that your purpose is being refined and clarified. God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match yours. He is working behind the scenes to align circumstances, open doors, and place people in your path who will help you move forward. Your current struggles are like a workshop where your skills, character, and faith are being honed. You're being prepared to walk into your purpose with power and wisdom. It's important to remember that purpose is not just about achieving goals or gaining recognition. True purpose is about living out your calling with passion, integrity, and love. It's about using your gifts to serve others and bring light into the world. When you focus on purpose, you find strength to endure because you know your life matters beyond your immediate pain. Purpose gives you a reason to keep going when giving up seems easier. It reminds you that your story is not over, that there is a future full of hope and possibility waiting for you. It anchors you in faith, keeping your eyes fixed on the promises that God has made. When stress tries to convince you that you're alone or that you don't matter, purpose speaks the truth back. You are needed, you are chosen, you are equipped, your life has meaning, and your struggles are not wasted. So, how do you connect with your purpose when stress is overwhelming? Start by seeking God's guidance through prayer and reflection. Ask Him to reveal the path He has for you. Listen for His voice in the quiet moments. Surround yourself with people who encourage your dreams and support your journey. Take small steps forward, even when the way isn't clear. Remember, purpose unfolds over time. It's a journey, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself as you grow and learn. Celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small. And trust that every challenge you face is shaping you for the incredible impact you are destined to have. Your purpose is bigger than your pain. It's stronger than your fear. It's more enduring than any trial. And it's waiting for you to step into it fully, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. You were made for more. You were made for this. And your breakthrough will reveal the purpose that stress has been preparing you for all along. Every season of stress is also a season of transformation. The person you are today is not the same person you were before the challenges began. Stress changes you. It molds you. It transforms you, whether you want it to or not. The question is, will you allow this transformation to lead you to something greater, or will you resist the change and stay stuck in the struggle? Transformation through stress is not always comfortable. In fact, it's often painful. It's like the process of metamorphosis a caterpillar goes through to become a butterfly. In the cocoon, it feels trapped, vulnerable, and uncertain. But that stage is necessary. Without it, the butterfly would never emerge. Similarly, stress creates a cocoon for your soul, a place where old habits, fears, and limitations are stripped away so something new can be born. Stress forces you to look at yourself honestly. It strips away illusions of control and exposes what truly matters. You begin to realize which parts of your life are built on shaky foundations and which parts are rooted in truth. This kind of clarity is a gift. Even if it doesn't feel like one in the moment, it pushes you to grow beyond surface level change and move into deep, lasting transformation. Transformation is not just about changing circumstances. It's about becoming a new person inside. It's about developing new perspectives, new strengths, and new habits. It's about moving from fear to faith, from doubt to trust, from weakness to strength. And it's in this inner transformation that your true breakthrough begins. One of the most powerful aspects of transformation is that it prepares you for your future. The stress you endure today is like training for a race. The endurance you build, the lessons you learn, and the resilience you develop equip you to handle what's ahead. Without this preparation, the future blessings and responsibilities you're meant to carry might overwhelm you. Transformation also opens doors to new opportunities. As you grow, your vision expands. You begin to see possibilities that were invisible before. New ideas, new paths, and new relationships come into your life. Stress, as hard as it is, pushes you out of old patterns and opens your eyes to a bigger, richer life. It's important to embrace the process of transformation rather than resist it. Change can be scary because it means leaving the familiar behind. But remember, the familiar isn't always better. Sometimes it's the very thing holding you back. When you choose to surrender to God's transformative work in your life, you open yourself to healing, growth, and freedom. Transformation requires patience and faith. You won't become who you're meant to be overnight. There will be setbacks and moments when you feel discouraged. But those moments are part of the journey. Keep trusting that the process is working, even when progress feels slow. Look at your stress as a necessary step toward the amazing transformation God is working in you. The pain you feel is temporary, but the person you are becoming is permanent. And that new version of you is designed to live fully, love deeply, and fulfill the incredible purpose God has placed within you. You may not recognize it now, but the stress is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate person. It's preparing you for the breakthroughs, blessings, and victories that lie ahead. Transformation is the gift hidden inside the struggle, and embracing it will lead you to a life far greater than you ever imagined.